Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 2nd. Right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery at British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Here there's California. Check out all this cold air spilling back into the west coast here. These off and on snow showers, thunderstorm potential, some mountain snows will continue for the next few days. As you can see, we have a long way to go with this cold air aloft rolling back into our region. We'll dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Taking a look at the Doppler radars overlaid, you see the shower activity rolling in. Should be no surprise with all that cold air cumulus off the coastline here. Now, looking at the minimum temperature since midnight here, you can see as we drop down into the mid 30s, some areas get down towards below freezing. We did get a little bit of light snow across some of southwest BC and some of Vancouver Island, some trace amounts elsewhere. The higher terrain is definitely doing better, but there was some measurable snowfall down to places into the Willamette Valley here as well, but it melts pretty darn right quickly, so it's not that impactful unless you start getting up above 500 feet. And you can see that here on the Portland National Weather Service. They talk about being up towards 1,000 feet versus the 320 feet and the difference. You see the snowflakes there, but any accumulation is very brief and slushy versus a much more substantial accumulation once you get any elevation at all. And this is going to remain with us all the way on into Tuesday, March 5th, as that cold air aloft remains. Here's Saturday's snow. You can see Highway 2 getting a little bit more than I-90. Of course, the higher terrain will get more. This goes through Saturday. Heaviest snow occurring this morning as we speak right now. And a lot of that I saw on the Doppler radar was actually moving off, so we might get some more to come over the next couple of days, but heads up for that. It doesn't take much to make things slick out there. And this is for Missoula, Montana. There's some avalanche warnings. There's still winter weather advisories. So if you're driving eastbound out of Oregon or Washington and off into the Rocky Mountains here, Idaho, there's still some winter storm warnings across southern Idaho, on into Wyoming as well. Yellowstone out there, and it's still under a winter storm warning as we speak, and some pretty chilly temperatures out there also. Now, where you see the red flashing here, this is where active avalanche warnings are in effect, and you can see there's still considerable avalanche danger across some of the Cascades of Washington and Oregon and Montana right now. So click on these individual locations before you head off into the backcountry. Looking at the high resolution rapid refresh, check out this thunderstorm activity moving through here. We could even bring a lightning strike into the Willamette Valley or the Puget Sound today, maybe even eastern Washington as some of these showers roll around, but probably best chance across some of the immediate coastline there. And this is going to continue all the way on into tomorrow. We're going to destabilize a bit again here inland and probably on in through Monday again as well. Maybe a lightning strike cannot be ruled out. Now, looking at the surface-based CAPE. CAPE is convective available potential energy, kind of thunderstorm fuel, if you will. And you can see us destabilize as we go through this afternoon across Puget Sound, again, the Willamette Valley, and even east. And then we start to wane that instability as we go through tonight, and then we build it back up again here tomorrow. So kind of eyes on the sky. Watch out there. You might even get really lucky and see some rotation in some of the clouds or even a funnel cloud. And if you get super lucky, maybe even a brief water spout along some of the coastal areas. So just kind of watch out for that. And this is accumulated max updraft helicity. This kind of shows the rotation in these showers, and you can kind of see that potential as I scroll through here. This kind of random dots seem to be strewn across some of the coastal areas. I actually went into the Willamette Valley a bit there as well as we go on into the day tomorrow. So eyes on the sky there. If you see some of those dark clouds looming overhead, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, 24-hour snow here. You look at this and you're like, well, we're going to get snowfall here in the Seattle metro, but this is why human observers are still much needed. This has been going on for the last couple days if you've been watching the channel, and we have not gotten anything close to this. We've gotten snowflakes at times, but no accumulation at all at the airport there. And Tillamook Airport, kind of the same ridiculous thing showing up here as well, and we can just toss this right in the trash. Here's the 3-kilometer accumulated positive snow depth change in inches. So this kind of has a pretty good handle on it. You can see the mountain snows going on here, and some of this might be in the form of snow pellet or ice, not ice pellet, but small hail as we go on in through the day today and tomorrow, again with some thunderstorm activity. But you can see it kind of the high resolution accounts for the lower elevations in the Willamette Valley and the Puget Sound here and southwest BC versus the mountainous areas. So if we take a look at the cocoa rods, we did get a little bit of light snowfall across southwest BC, some of Vancouver Island, some trace amounts across western Washington, actually a little bit measurable there near Port Angeles, looks like right on Highway 101. And if we scroll a little bit further south, check it out near Olympia, actually 0.3 of an inch, probably, melting as it was falling, some trace amounts, and same thing down towards Portland, actually some measurable precip in there as well. But again, temperature is very marginal. So once the shower stops, it basically starts melting almost immediately on those lower elevations. Now, if we look here, the GFS, and again, just kind of highlighting here that we just kind of throw this stuff in the trash. Let me update that. There we go. Because this is yesterday's GFS, and you kind of see the snowfall that was piling up here as we go on through the next few days. And as we know, it's been doing this for a few days here. So these low resolution models, you can just immediately discount these guys because people still share them, and I don't know why, but here we are. And just kind of having you guys become experts here on watching these GFS total snow 10-to-1 ratio maps that come out there. You guys know just to kind of completely ignore these immediately. They do not resolve the terrain features here across Pacific Northwest well at all. Now, looking at 500 millibars here, this is the European hot off the presses. And you can see this polar lobe kind of hanging with us as we go all the way on in through Tuesday here. So we're going to be dealing with this cold air aloft, like the National Weather Service Portland said, all the way on in through March 5th before we start to change things up potentially. And if we look at 5,000 feet here, 850 millibars, again, hot off the presses, the 12Z Euro. You can see that very cold Arctic air across British Columbia trying to sag south here, spilling out over the coast. Again, spinning and pinwheeling these showers back into the area. So any place, any elevation can see snowfall mixed in and get some brief accumulations. But again, generally above 500 feet in some of the higher terrain or some of the very heaviest showers, better chances for accumulating snowfall. And you can see the Arctic air hanging with us all the way on in through Monday and all the way on in through Tuesday, still having that very cold air out over the open water there, continuing to push back into the Pacific Northwest. We also have that lightning potential there as well, and building up some mountain snow in the meantime. If we look at significant wave heights, it's still elevated as we go through the day today, so heads up for that. We start to wane things a bit here as we go through tomorrow, Sunday, and then Monday here, and then we've got some more wave action that showed on yesterday's model potentially coming later on, but we'll worry about that later. The main story is we're going to be waning that wave action as we go on in through tomorrow. And the drill, don't turn your back on the ocean. Watch out. These big waves can come out of nowhere, although this is not what a sneaker wave looks like. This is just an AI humor wave image here for you. So just kind of drive home the point here. Be careful close to the ocean. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook all the way through March 11th. Below average across the west. 6 to 10 day precipitation. Still showing some above average here for Washington, Oregon. But look at Montana starting to clip Idaho there with some below average. And if we look at the snow water equivalent, we're starting to pick back up on the snowfall amounts across the higher terrain of Washington. Look at Oregon. A lot of places are now above average here. So doing quite well. We still have some work to do across portions north and across British Columbia as well. So hopefully we can continue to build that snowpack as we move through March. Take a look at the drought monitor. I like to visit this once in a while. There is some moderate drought out there. That is nothing to be concerned about. It's a little bit worse across some of western Montana and the Idaho Panhandle, however. So, hopefully we can still add to that before we get towards the spring and summer months. But anyway, I work one more day here today. I don't know if I'm going to go out and chase something tomorrow. I still haven't decided on that yet, but we'll do the normal briefing tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can join me for that. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.